What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another Switch news video. Today, we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with, once again, the Nintendo Direct rumors are swirling around. We have the GameStop Johnny on the spot when it comes to unidentified Nintendo Switch SKUs being in the system. We've seen this before, and it does seem like we could be getting a Nintendo Direct sometime in the near future. So let's go ahead and get into this article here. GameStop's internal system has updated with a ton of untitled SKU or stock keeping units. That's what they use to identify a product for the Nintendo Switch. Well over a dozen entries currently exist in the database, all without names. You guys are checking out that right here. The system that's in reference here is one that employees from GameStop can access. Customers can't find these listings under any normal circumstances, meaning they aren't present on GameStop's website. So this is something that only somebody that works at GameStop can release out there, and that's what they've done again here. Now, as for the listings themselves, the new SKUs are often associated with events such as Nintendo Directs, as we've seen before in the past. Now, it's unclear if we'll be seeing a new presentation anytime soon, though it's worth mentioning that Nintendo has hosted ones in September in previous years. We'll have to wait and see if that pattern holds true in 2019. So if you go all the way back to 2017, Nintendo had a big September Direct where they revealed a bunch of games like Doom and all of that stuff like that. That was great, LA Noire and everything. And then in 2018, we had another big September Direct where that was like Luigi's Mansion and Town and a bunch of other games as well. So some people are saying that we're also going to get that with this here. And pretty much it's been 100%. When we see these new SKUs, that's usually what we see in terms of event. And also, here's the thing, guys. This is also associated with Nintendo's E3 Directs as well. So not only do we see this at presentations with Nintendo Directs outside of E3, but we also see it at E3 with this whole GameStop SKU theme and everything that's going down. So I have a couple theories in terms of what this is going to be. One, and probably the most popular theory out there, is that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct announced for September. I think that Nintendo, we are about a week or so away from getting into it. I think that we're going to see some type of Nintendo Direct announced for September, maybe mid-September or so. There is a lot of content coming out this September, from Ni no Kuni to the new Nintendo Switch Lite. We also have Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. We also got Daemon X Machina. There's just a ton of games. And of course, Nintendo's biggest game that they're hyping up, or one of the biggest games out there, Dragon Quest XI's Definitive Edition on the Switch as well. So with all of that content, I think Nintendo's going to want to strike while the iron is hot, right? So I think that we could be seeing a Nintendo Direct announced so we can get some more reveals and release dates for October. Right now we have about 2 big games for October, and that is Luigi's Mansion 3 and The Witcher 3 on the Nintendo Switch. And we really don't have anything for November or December outside of Pokemon Sword and Shield for November. So maybe they detail a lot more of the November games. Maybe we get into some of the other games for the rest of the year. So that could be very interesting. And what I'm looking forward to with this Nintendo Direct, not necessarily for there being a bunch of announcements and having a bunch of games this year and all of that. If I had one game that I could predict, or that I would say would be at this Nintendo Direct, which I'll probably do another video on, but that would be Monolith Soft's project. They've been way too silent since Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torn of the Golden Country, and they have so many different teams, right? They have multiple different teams, and all of those teams aren't working on major games, but the big team that made Xenoblade Chronicles X hasn't made a game in a while. They're working on something, but we don't know what that is. You have to remember, it was kind of just like a part of the team that made Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Torn of the Golden Country. 40 people plus, right, that made those games building off of the engine from Xenoblade Chronicles X from the Wii U. So that main Takahashi team has been working on something since then, 2015, 2016-ish or so. So this is going to be extremely exciting if they announce some type of new big Xenoblade game, or even it's a new IP. Maybe it's something like that. I would hope that we get that type of announcement, because usually after that, we don't get any more big announcements for the rest of the year. It goes into the holiday mode. People start buying all the different games that are coming out. People catch up on games that came out earlier in the year, Super Mario Maker, Fire Emblem, whatever the case is, plenty of content to play. So I'm just excited to see maybe if we get some type of announcement from Monolith Soft as like a new Xenoblade game, Xenoblade 3, or even a new IP from them. That's what I would guess would be the big announcement from that show, just because they've been so quiet. They've been so quiet for a long time now. So what do you guys think about this potential Nintendo Direct being associated with these new SKUs for the Nintendo Switch and GameStop system? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, we have some Trials of Mana Gamescom 2019 gameplay hype going down. I'm going to start talking about this game quite a bit as someone whose first RPG ever was Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo. I have a profound love for the Mana series, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. And Trials of Mana is a game that I literally thought would never happen in my lifetime. I never thought that Square Enix would remake this game in this way, in this form, with these type of graphics, how it looks. I just didn't think they would do that. If anything, we could be getting something like a Final Fantasy VIII remastered, that type of thing, but a full remake with the quality and the beauty of these graphics is absolutely phenomenal. And I wanted to talk about the game a little bit more because we have some new gameplay from Gamescom 2019. So 4Gamer.net, Dengeki Online, and Famitsu posted new direct feed gameplay videos of Trials of Mana remake demo playable at the Gamescom 2019. The videos are the first time we are seeing the live PlayStation 4 version of the game. We previously saw the Nintendo Switch version of the game in action, so seeing the PlayStation 4 version looks a little bit better from what I can see when it comes down to it, but generally pretty much the same geometry and everything like that. Now, Trials of Mana is due out for the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC in early 2020, and you guys can check out more information on the game, link in the description below. But Trials of Mana, for those who don't know, it's part of the original trilogy of the Secret of Mana games, and many consider Trials of Mana to be the best game out of the series. So if you're looking to get into the Mana series, this could be the game that gets you into it. Now, some would argue with that hey, Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo is the best in the series, and there's definitely an argument to be made there. There's some amazing things about Secret of Mana. One of my favorite things, at least back in the day, was the local multiplayer that you can actually still do on the Super Nintendo Classic because Secret of Mana is on there, but this game is just looking absolutely stunning. I think the PlayStation 4 version of the game looks really good. It looks smooth, it runs well, the action is nice and fluid, and I'm definitely going to be picking it up on the PlayStation 4 and also on the Nintendo Switch, maybe even on the PC as well. I know I'm going to be picking up a lot of copies of the game just because I'm a huge fan of the Mana series, and I think that this just looks phenomenal. So I'm really happy about this gameplay. Great to see the PlayStation 4 version of the game running, looks smooth and nice, and I'm looking forward to playing more of the game when it drops early 2020. So what do you guys think about Trials of Mana with this new PlayStation 4 footage of the game? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, we've got the Famitsu sales charts for the past week. This is August 12th, 2019 through August 18th, 2019, and this was a little bit of a special week because they didn't have a sales data charts for the previous week, so they combined both weeks and put them into one. And one of the cool things about this, at least if you're a Nintendo Switch fan that is, and this is Switch news, is that the Nintendo Switch actually took the top 10 spots on the chart. Now, there is a list of 30 different games that you guys are going to be seeing here, and the top 10 from the bottom of the top are as follows. You have the Powerful Pro Baseball, Super Mario Party, Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Minecraft, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Sudi Spirits Nintendo Switch version, and Super Mario Maker 2. A couple milestones that we're seeing here when it comes to software is that Super Mario Maker 2 has crossed the 500,000 mark, 536,000 units plus. Really cool to see there. Remember guys, Japanese sales, that is only the physical sales. It does not include digital sales in the equation. So just in Japan alone, probably looking at around 700,000 units or so when it comes to Super Mario Maker 2 on the Nintendo Switch just in Japan. That's actually pretty crazy. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 2.4 million units for that game. Absolutely crazy for that as well. And Fire Emblem Three Houses continuing to sell in the top 5 for that game. That game is over 213,000 units in Japan alone. Great to see that for Fire Emblem as well. Also, games like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, those were all littered throughout the top 32. So hardware sales, once again, the Nintendo Switch dominating on that front with 92,000 units plus, and to be exact, 92,677 units. Nintendo Switch is officially over 8.7 million units in Japan alone. It should hit the 9 million mark pretty much in the next few weeks here. We can be seeing 9 million for the Nintendo Switch, then of course 10 million once we get into the holiday, 10 million plus actually, so not bad at all. And pretty much all the other systems, you guys are going to see the hardware as well. Nintendo Switch sold a lot more than any other system out there on the market, so pretty good sales all around when it comes to Nintendo Switch software, taking the top 10 spots, selling 90,000 units plus for the last 2 weeks. Very good there. An average of 45,000 units per week on that. And it's only going to continue going up with the Nintendo Switch Lite and other big games coming out. So what do you guys think about the topics here? When it comes to the news, we have the unspecified Switch games. We also got Trials of Mana. What do you guys think about that? And of course, the Switch sales here. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.